Welcome back to Morning Drive. Jordan Spieth may only be 27 years old, but he has already crafted an incredible record in the majors in his early career. In one of the greatest individual seasons the game had ever seen, Spieth captured his first career major at the 2015 Masters. That same year, he also added a victory at the US Open at Chambers Bay, outlasting Dustin Johnson with some dramatics on the 72nd hole. Spieth then went on to add the third leg of the career Grand Slam at the 2017 Open at Royal Birkdale. Believe it or not, that win is still his most recent worldwide victory. Spieth now is only missing the PGA Championship in order to complete the career Grand Slam, a feat he would surely love to accomplish this week at TPC Harding Park. So, Damon Hack, Jordan Spieth's success at the majors so early in his career is absolutely undeniable, but where we are now, he is clearly struggling in form, coming off the T30th at the WGC, just one top 10 in 6 starts since the restart of the PGA Tour. When you look at your favourites across the board this week, where does Spieth sit?
Outside my top 20, I'll tell you, Anna, I tell you, the resume is remarkable. What he did in 2015 should be applauded and always will be. But I've seen nothing in the last few years or nothing in the last few weeks specifically that tells me Jordan Spieth is ready to complete the career Grand Slam this week on this golf course. And you said at the T30 in Memphis, couple water balls on Sunday, couple double bogeys on Sunday. I still think that Jordan's dealing a bit with the big miss. He's going to fight. He's going to grind for every shot, but I don't see a major championship in his sights this week.
You know, I'm with you, Damon. I don't know that I'm ready to stop betting on Jordan Spieth. I think he's got a lot of game and a lot of time left to go, but this just doesn't seem to be the week that I think he's going to get it done. The career Grand Slam is that's the rarest of rare nuggets that you could possibly get in the men's game. It's just done so few times, and we have chances, not just this event, but then the U.S. Open is going to come around, and Phil will still have a chance. Phil doesn't seem like a good bet, but he did just finish second in Memphis, and we know how good he is when he's on. He can put that back together, and Rory, of course, maybe the best chance of all of them when it comes around to Augusta. So the storyline is fantastic, and when we get to Harding Park and this week gets started, Jordan is worthy of all the attention he's going to get, and he deserves it, and the history deserves it, the same as Brooks this week. But I just don't see him hitting it well enough to contend, and I don't like the chances of going in and saying, well, maybe if I putt the best I've ever putted in my life and I get a couple good breaks, something good will happen. Just got to hit it better.
It is a huge feat that is on the line, but right now, I think you guys are right. The idea of Jordan Spieth walking away with a career Grand Slam this week does feel like a bit of a wild concept, but arguably it would be an even bigger achievement to do it this week, coming in with the form and the struggles that he's been experiencing over the last few years, as opposed to coming in as a red-hot favorite. But you've mentioned the struggles off the tee, 174th in strokes gains off the tee on tour at the moment this year, 202nd in driving accuracy, and when you think of major championship setups, you think narrow fairways, you think thick rough, and you've got to think that that's going to be a huge setback in his quest for such a feat, Damon. But if he was to do it this week, I think Robert pointed out he did finish T3 last year at the PGA, equally with similar struggles. How differently would you view Jordan Spieth if he was to get over the line this week at TPC Harding Park?
Well, it would be monumental. I would view him as one of the greatest of all time, and he would deserve that praise. I already view him as one of the greatest of this time. He has been so prolific, so fun to watch, and were he to join the likes of Gene Sarazen, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods, it would be all-time historical achievement, and he would deserve said praise. But I just don't see anything in the recent resume of George Spieth that tells me we're on the verge of a historic week as far as he is concerned. But I will always give him a puncher's chance because he's such a fighter, because he's such a grinder, and he is going back to a state that's been good to him. Won a national championship at Riviera in 2012 with the University of Texas. Won at Pebble Beach, hour and a half, 2 hours away from San Francisco, depending on the traffic, back in 2017. So he's had some good moments, some great moments in this state. I don't think he's going to have another one, however, this week.
No, you mentioned, Anna, the tie third last year, and that is a complete different pressure that he was playing under. He did it on the back of an awesome putting week, of just an incredible putting week. But he also, even though he did finish tied for third, he was never in contention. Brooks had started to run away with it with a 63 in the first round. So when your game isn't that good, even if he kind of pieces it together and Thursday, Friday, Saturday gets himself up there in that kind of pressure, the pressure for going for the career Grand Slam of all things, how can that swing and the way he's been going hold up? Again, just relying on a great putter and great short game, it's going to be tough when you're facing a really tough Harding Park and even tougher competition.
The competition will be so tough. It will be Jordan Spieth's fourth crack at the career Grand Slam. Can he take a note out of Brooks Koepka's book where someone tells him he can't do it and he can? There is so much on the line for both of those guys this week. We will continue our build up to the one and only major championship of this season